Alright guys, well here's my entry for Winter Beater Challenge 2022. It's my 78 Chevy pickup. It's a started life as a half ton, now it's a 3/4 ton. I've got different axles under it from a 3/4 ton K20. It's also got a manual transmission, which gives me the granny gear, and then it's got the good transfer case that way. It's also got the low gear in there too if I need it. Axles are running 410 gearing, so it's a really good vehicle for this kind of weather. We're supposed to get a whole bunch more snow, so I was kind of forced to take off my regular bumper and stick the plow back on. So there it is in all its glory. It's just thought I'd introduce you to the beater pickup in my fleet, and this is it. Sharp-eyed square body guys would look at that front end and know that that's off of 80. It's got the square headlights. It's basically a 1 year only kind of front end. Would have been the last front end for this body style, and I just kind of like swapping things out like that. It's like I said, it's a 78 truck with the 80 front end on it. It's got the extra lip on that hood, if you can see it. The 78 would not have had that extra lip in the front. I think they did that to start to eliminate the rust problem they had behind them. Just running stock 16.5 tires and wheels on it. I'm glad to see that they're making those again. Granted, they come from our, let's just say our trading partner across the Pacific there. But they've been good. I've had them on there about 3 years now, 3 or 4 years now. They're just a stock tread, but they really go in this wet, heavy snow right now I'm getting. So, yep, this is the truck. It's nothing real fancy. I restored that cab in like the year 2000, and life caused me some shortage of time to finish it off. But hopefully in the next year or two. And then there's the inside. A little ratty, a little torn, but you know, all the gauges work, my heater works, everything works. I went through the wiring harness here a couple years ago. And that's just what you got to do with an old beater. You know, am I going to go spend $40,000 for a new truck? Am I going to go spend $60,000 for a new truck? No. Why would I do that? You know, I've got this truck, I've had it since 94, 95. So you do the math, and over that whole time, maybe $7,000–8,000 in just spending to keep it on the road. Not a bad investment if you ask me. So I'm gonna pop the hood here, and now under the hood we have probably an unusual combination for a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive pickup truck. What I have is a 283 short block in there. 283, it gives me good gas mileage, and with the low gearing, I couldn't really think of a better engine in there, honestly. It doesn't really accelerate like a 350 when you're going down the road, I'll give you that, but it still accelerates. And what I've done is I used the stock flat top pistons, and the heads are a 305 HO casting from the mid 80s. I think they're an 85 head. So what that gives you is a 53 cc-ish chamber. And with a flat top piston, you're right around 10-to-1 compression, maybe even a little over 10-to-1. And they're a pretty good head, not so much that they're HO, but they were coming towards the Vortec by then. They were sorting out the ports with computers and things like that, and they really do flow good. It's, you know, if you're thinking about building a 283 engine, guys, seriously consider a set of the HO 305 heads. They're just small chamber, they give you a better port, and they're out there for nothing. I got a bike. I think when I put this engine together, I needed to buy lifters, some rings. I reused the bearings. I reused as much as I could. I did have a couple things on the shelf that was still maybe kind of good used stuff. But I think I put this engine together for like $180. Not counting those headers. Those are just some cheap Summit headers. But and the kind of cool thing about the 305 engine, the 305 heads on the 283 block, is I could paint all that corporate blue and make it look pretty original. So it's been a great truck. I love this truck. I'll never get rid of it. I see no reason to have another truck. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, a straight axle, primitive setup that is not going to strand you. Got the locking hubs on it, and like I said, it's a 410 geared rear axle. A lot of people don't like the gov lock, but it does have it in there at least. And so that's it. That's my 78/80 Chevy pickup. that is my winter beater challenge for this year. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you didn't catch on to the reference winter beater challenge, I want you to go over and visit my friends, my inspiration over at Cold War Motors. coldwarmotors.com, and he also does a YouTube channel. So I'm sure all you guys have probably heard of him. If you haven't heard of him, go check him out. He's helped me get inspired to get back into the garage more and do stuff and just make things run. This truck's a perfect example. It's not beautiful, but it runs and I would drive it anywhere. Alright, thanks again.